Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm very happy to see you all. I wanted to see you much earlier, but because of my busy schedules, couldn't see you. I apologize very much. Today, tomorrow, let us spend together time. I'd like to have, first of all, everyone must understand that America is ending, so modern civilizations, modern civilized society is ending very, very rapidly. This is not the matter of the exaggerations. This is the fact and realities. This is very, very grave, serious problems. Ending means degeneration of the modern people is so rapidly now prevailing, so cannot sustain any longer in near future modern civilized systems. That we have to have very clear view and understanding. About 20 years ago, when I met New York City hospitals doctors, their group invited me to speak to them. I spoke, America is going to end if do not change view of thinkings, lifestyles, and also eating. Took example as cancer, and all doctors shrugged their shoulders and looked at each other. At that time, medical research on cancer was virus theory, hereditary theory, various other type of theories. No serious studies about, of course, diet and cancer-related problems. And some doctors seriously disagreed. No, our civilization is continuously developing, our society continuously developing. About 10 years ago, I met Harvard University, MIT's professors group. I discussed the same problems. Some of them disagree. Some of them were maybe, some of them show as a matter of courtesy didn't do the active oppositions. I met the presidential advisors about 7 years ago in Washington, D.C., Carter administrations, and about 5, 6 advisors. There, again, I present the same things, and the United States must change the agricultural policies and health policies and education, so forth, public educations. Some of them shook head as if they cannot understand or they disagree. But to my surprise, majority of them nodded head. Maybe matter of courtesy, or maybe not. Now, present day, many people who knows the real circumstance, the worries very seriously, America will end because of degeneration. The figures you can get any place. Future, you can contact by telephone, okay. You can get very simply informations from state government, from some medical associations, so forth, degenerative disease have going on. Okay? These data gathered from the governmental data, medical association data, and various other official data. Let's examine very simply with round number. Suppose 230 million in America populations. Currently, 43 million suffering heart disease. How much percent?
25.
Nearly 20% or 19% or whatever, okay? High blood pressure. Currently suffering 37 million. Allergies. Currently suffering 36 million. Arthritis. $32 million. How many percent? 32 million.
12%.
About 15%. Right? Alcoholism. $14 million. Diabetes. 11 million. Cancer, of course, constantly increasing. One out of three is expected to become cancer. Right? Will become. This was 35 years ago. The figure is 1 out of 7. Right? Now 1 out of 3. Epilepsy. $2.5 million. Stroke. Per year, 1,800,000 per year. Some figures I skip. Okay? STD. You know this, right? Sexual transmitted disease. Classic one, gonorrhea, syphilis, 1 million. Classic one. But herpes, how many? Herpes. 20 to 30 million. New one, AIDS. We touch later about this. Okay? Mental illness. "25% of American total population will become mental illness at one duration, one time or another during their lifetime." And 10% need care. No, 15% need care. 10% by mental problems, psychological problems, cannot work, disabled. This mental. Okay. Reproductive abilities decline. Reproduction. Infertility. One out of 4 couples. Sperm discount. No, sperm decrease. Sperm decrease. For past 60 years. "34% decline sperms." Sterility. Male, young male, 23% have no ability to have baby. Male, 23%. Its sperm count is very low or weak or no sperm, etc. Or sexually incapable. Hysterectomy. In the case of female, right? This one. Every year, $750,000. That means when female reach at age of 60 to 65 years old, 50% of them have no uterus, no ovaries. And AIDS. $10,000 acute case. 100,000 chronic. 1 million carrying virus. Which increase double every year. Increase double every year. Yeah.
What is that you just wrote down? What is that referring to?
AIDS. AIDS. For these and other degenerative conditions, disease, what do we know in medical science? Practically, no knowledge to prevent, no knowledge about cause. So, no way to prevent this or to make this figure down. Just recent heart disease started to know, right? That must be associated what we eat. Beef, pork, meat, high fat, high saturated fat, hard fat, cholesterol. So among people started to reduce their meat consumption. As a result, heart disease started to decline now, together with meat consumption decline. But others, not yet, all constantly increase. 100 years ago, cancer research began officially in New York City. Sloan Kettering. At that time, its cancer rate was so small, like present-day AIDS. After that, 100 years passed. Except symptomatic treatment, such as chemotherapy, radiotherapy, whatever. No knowledge yet about cause, so constantly increasing. AIDS, no knowledge about the cause, no knowledge how to combat this, and they think certain virus is causing, and how those viruses transmit, not exact understandings. And against that virus, they were day and night mobilizing thousands of scientists throughout the world studying to find out vaccination to prevent this AIDS, because next year figure become double. Following year become more double. Following year, then suppose 1986 was virus carrier become 2 million. 87 become 4 million. 88 become 8 million. 89 become 16 million. 90 becomes 32 million. 91 becoming 64 million. 92 becoming 128 million. 93 becoming 256 million. So someone gets 2 AIDS, because American population 230 million. Even if this figure is, even if don't go doubles, suppose if you reduce 50% speed, but at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years or 10 years, within 10 years, majority of adults become AIDS. For the vaccination, there were studies. They were hoping with current knowledge, current speed, within 5 years, may be able to find. As soon as they find, they want to do all compulsory injection, including all children. But before 5 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, already nearly 20, 30 millions carrying. These people are not to be able to help by vaccination. If they do vaccination, more spread in the body. And then for cure, as you know, there is no cure. Average, after diagnosis, like acute case or chronic case, 29 months later, average dies. And within 2 years, anyway, 60% of AIDS diagnosed people must expect to die. And within 3, 4 years, all AIDS people die. Within 5 years, let's say. Okay. So, in 5 years, within 5 years, vaccination even discovered, it wouldn't help many AIDS people at that time already created. Second, this virus, this injection, vaccination, what kinds of reaction, what kinds of the side effects will give, no one knows. By that, different new problem may arise, more serious problems. Or by that, certain period later, AIDS virus may become stronger and change to some other, the more horrible result may create. No one knows. And as research going on, they were hoping within 5 years vaccination comes. But according to recent study, more and more they were accumulating, they discovered virus, AIDS virus is very changeable. So under the circumstance, under the various stimulation, very changeable. Strictly speaking, may not be exactly same virus in everyone, may be different. And even though certain person have AIDS virus, 1 month later may be different. It depends on circumstance, depends on activity, depends on this. Right? So now they are in confusion between cancer and AIDS, together with mental illness. This America end. And very soon, people may think still, people is walking on the street, right? Drugstore there, trains going on, airplane going on, this, that, etc. Factory going on, many people driving cars, etc. So they do not think much seriousness. About 10 years ago, not so many people pay attention about cancers because the story of cancer incidents were, for many of them, remote. Yes, some friend, mother got breast cancer, right? Or some classmate father got, right? There's some liver cancer, right? And died, etc. But now, cancer is every family's problem, as you know. And every relative, every family's problems. Nowadays, remote, where in New York, in San Francisco, in Los Angeles, where that is not related to our families, to our friends. But in 5 years, everyone's problems, every family's problems. And then, as we don't have the way to prevent cancer, other degenerative disease. Same thing, we don't have the preventive measure for this. So, even though at that time, by then, symptomatic treatment method may be discovered, but constant increase cost. And these symptomatic treatment, like chemotherapy, radiotherapy for cancer, right? These symptomatic treatment make, right, strong side effects. And by the symptomatic treatment also many people dies. Right? So, issue of AIDS will make very serious problems. You have heard in the history, some centuries ago, so-called Black Death disease spread, right, in Europe. Plague, right? Black Death disease. And so many millions of people, almost, according to one theory, nearly 30%, nearly one-third of populations decreased at that time. But this is, between all those degenerative diseases and this is the same or much larger scale to destroy societies. Comparing these problems, various other social issues. We don't have clear water, we don't have this, we don't have that, or economical issue, Wall Street market up and down, etc. It's so small problems. This problem is whether mankind can continue to survive on this planet or not, as a mankind as a whole. Of course, related environmental problem, polluted water, polluted air, energy problems, radiation problem, all related making more and more difficult to live, to continue to survive. On the top of that, this. So, this very time of crisis, or you may say, time of everyone or most or many people dying out by degenerative disease, not natural old age death. What we should do day to day. There, I think you had that motive, will to study in this institute. So I appreciate very much. I'm very happy to have you studying here. While you study, please get the key, how to prevent, how to relieve, how to cure, and how to make mankind survive and develop their health, their spiritualities toward the future. Now, planetary problem, this planetary problems. Soviet also, already AIDS began. The other day, Australia also, New Zealand also began. But anyway, the other day, newspaper said 4 Australian women discovered AIDS affected through they bought the sperm for artificial insemination. Okay? So from sperm bank, they got the sperm to have baby. Okay? And that sperm must be carrying AIDS virus. So these 4 women now suffering AIDS. Okay? There are many. You know that healthy suppose, macrobiotic healthy man suppose. They like to have married, or they like to chase a girlfriend. But they never think they donate or they sell the sperm. Okay? But more people who took drugs, okay? More people who were not healthy, not working actively, more like living wishy-washy life. Many of them tend to sell blood or to sell sperms. Okay? So, out of these blood and sperm, like blood transfusion or sperm or whatever, okay? Of course, bad quality there. Right? We must think majority of those things are very bad quality. Right? And women do not know, use those sperm, or people do not know, get the blood transfusion. Of course, they were affected, right? Immediately. Already, perhaps you may know, already for 2 years ago, already European countries, many governments made law ban the American blood to import, okay? To prevent AIDS spread. They were, like American blood also, sending there, using transfusion or various experiments, so forth, okay? Among blood donors, those blood. Okay? Many countries now, fine. Okay? American blood is not welcome. But not only America, Now, every civilized country began this phase. Not only homosexual peoples, every ordinary man and ordinary woman, even children, now began this. And so rapidly will spread. For that, what shall we do? About 2.5 years ago, 2 AIDS persons came, right, for consultations. At that time, AIDS issue were not so serious yet. Right? So I gave advice. After that, I became very much interested about AIDS problems. More checked up and studied. Then there, big, horrible potentiality there to destroy all civilizations. So I wanted to help them to keep up their health, to recover their health. And so AIDS events, like conferences or seminars, right? AIDS events, I asked our teachers, like ADS, so forth, when go to New York and participate. Meanwhile, we wanted to have the facility for AIDS. Unless good facility there, it is very difficult to help them. But we don't know what kinds of cooking going on, what kinds of life going on. So if we have facility, even 20 people, 40 people, okay, if we have a facility, there they stay and they can cook, they can learn every day, and they study. Then they understand, then go back to New York or whatever, right? And they begin. So we look around, Abilene look around, the other people look around, and my son, the nutrition doctors in Minnesota University now, he look around. When we encounter hospitals like Western Massachusetts area, they all said, we are very happy to have your microbiota programs. You can use our facility. We will install, as you say, gas stove. And we'd be very happy to have your program here. But once we start to say this is for AIDS, they change their face immediately. And they say, if this is cancer, if this is diabetes, no question, we'd be very happy. But AIDS, no. You know that when AIDS began, right, apparently, like San Francisco, right, many gay lesbian quota, all police started to wear, right, gloves, mask, and bars, those gay bars or gay bus, public bus for gays, closed. And doctors afraid to touch them, nurses afraid to touch them, even now going on, right, everywhere. Okay? And they were untouchable. And even televisions, radios, like ministers or fathers, religious people say these people were punished by God because their lifestyle is wrong, etc. Because they did crimes. So God punished. Very cold heart. Okay? That is their problem. I don't know. I don't care. That's type of. Okay? So I became very angry deep inside myself. So began to search facilities for them. After several hospitals refused, we visited 2 religious organizations also to cater for us the facilities. Once AIDS comes, they were all withdrew. No AIDS, I'm sorry. Personally, I don't care, but board of directors would oppose. If suppose visitors know AIDS people here, then visitors wouldn't come. So please forget about AIDS project. So I decided, okay, I go myself New York. Wipe Out AIDS, that is their organizations to help AIDS people. They made arrangement, lecture arrangement, started to go every 2 months. In gay lesbian community centers in Greenwich Village, began to lecture. 100 people, 200 people, 250 people. It's a very dark place. In the beginning, I was wondering how to present to them, how to let them understand. Because practically every AIDS person, so much desperate, so much depressed. Right? Because there are no ways, all medical societies, either they shut up or when they receive, they say, you are AIDS, you have no hope. Okay? And so they were so desperate, so like flower withering, plants withering, so darkness. So to pick them, their hope, their will, their vitalities, I had to talk more happily. I had to sing a song for them. And anyway, after several lectures, several times, more and more, they started to eat macrobiotics. Avelino also made a cooking class. Then, while cooking class going on, some AIDS boys started to cry. This is the hope. And so, more and more AIDS people started to be on macrobiotics. Our approach is, because this is immune ability decline, so we pick up their immune abilities, natural way. Immune ability is blood problems, especially in this case, white blood cell problems. So we have to pick up their blood quality better, stronger. For that, they have to change drastically what they are going to eat. Comparing northern climate, cold climate, like Canada, or Scandinavia, or Northern Europe, whatever. Okay? South warm climate, which side is more AIDS there? South, warmer climate. And comparing with the usual normal or heterosexual societies, homosexual societies, which is more AIDS? Homosexual. Only from those two symptoms, you can see AIDS is because of excessive yang or excessive yin. What is it? Yin. Excessive yin. Excessive yin. Then, how do they lose immune ability? That means because of excessive yin. Excessive yin, what type of yin can we think? Drugs. I have seen many AIDS people, practically almost everyone. Just one exception was there. Took drugs, marijuana, heroin, hashish, cocaine, etc. for some period. Any other cause? In
excessive sex with everybody.
too much sex is also making in. Any other?
Alcohol.
Alcohol. Alcohol is other people also taking.
Too much fat.
Too much what?
Fat. Fat in the diet, too much fat.
Fat?
Fat.
What food especially?
Sugar. Milk.
Dairy food. Dairy food. Milk, cream, butters. Next.
Fruit.
Sugar. Sugar, chocolate, caramel, honeys. Next. Fruits. Especially what kind of fruits? Tropical fruits. Banana, papaya, mango, etc., etc. Avocado, so forth. Tropical nature fruits. After I encountered their life, I am so surprised how much sweet they eat. I'm so surprised. Really, they like sweets, including ice cream, cakes, so forth. Because there were many of them in. So they were very sensitive, very artistic sensitive, many of them. So when they make beautiful cake dessert, these they make beautiful, but very sweet. And many of them are actively participated or contributing or working in designing, music field, interior decorations, fashions, etc. So they have very sensitive artistic sense because of in. then how do we make them to change? We have to make gradually young. Suppose if you give hair, suppose in age person, if we give strong young now, what happens? They crave more strong yin. At the same time, if you give yang, yin, which he has, become more active. Right? Yin and yang become now more active. So you can't give. Age is yin, therefore they should eat yang. Okay? And you give yang diet, etc. Can't work. Then become more troubles. Trouble appears as in what form? In the case of age. Anyone know?
What was the question?
If you give more yang, then age condition become more troubles. If you give strong yang, then condition become more trouble, creating certain symptom. What is it?
Become more virulent, stronger disease, faster growing disease.
Creating more drugs.
Coming to the skin, okay? Discharge, not eczema. What comes here? Kaposi's sarcoma, okay? Dark black spot, all comes, okay? Kaposi's sarcoma. That is one type of skin cancer, okay? There is no way to cure, okay? Medical. Kaposi's sarcoma comes. That may come all over the body, or may come one spot, two spots, several spots. Among many aged people, many of them carry this. And then cancer virus, cancer conditions, skin become cancer, become latent. Latent. When there is red blood cell, okay? There are many kinds of white blood cells. Among them, white blood cell called B cell. Also other T cells. Different type of T cells. One is this all in, comparing red blood cell, all in. But this, among them, yin and yang is there. Other yin, other yang. Virus comes, suppose. Okay? Virus. Act. Suppose this is in. Then this immediately, this yang immediately acts. Vibration. Immediately. These vibrations send to B. B immediately acts according to this kinds of vibration, becoming more yang, create immediately young antigen. This exactly opposite to this. This and this attracts each other. They cancel out. Of course. This is immune system, yin and yang mechanism. Immune means process of yin-yang harmonies. Process, immune. If this is yang, then which T cell acts? This acts. Then that influences this. Then at that time, B cell create opposite of this, the yin and antigen and attack. Majority of these contagious the virus is which? More yin or more yang? More yin, right? Contagious, spread, right? That's yin, right? So this mechanism. This don't work means either they, especially this and this, have no power. This is weak. Can't react. This is also weak. That means white blood cell is weak. So there's a blood stream going. Blood stream. So point is, present medicine research, right, is trying to do is, when this comes in, then by either chemotherapy, chemicals, or by any other method, destroy this. They are thinking that. They try to find out that kind of weapon. Weapon to destroy this virus. This thinking is war thinking, war. Warmongers thinking. They think this enemy came in. So they interpret these immune systems. Enemy came in, station, the receive it, that news and send signal to the missile base. The missile base shoot missiles, attack this enemy, and destroy it. That way they interpret this mechanism. But our way of interpretation in came in, so this become yang, active yang cell, active, then yang cell making opposite one and attract each other and become neutral. In other words, we interpret this process of harmony. They interpret this as a war. War. Same phenomena, interpretation different. So they are trying to make many weapons. And they overlook totally how we should make those T cell, B cell, red blood cells stronger, alive, reactive, responsive. In order to make those cells strong, this blood, what is most authentic approach? Blood is being made by what? By what we eat. So, changing food, then plasma, this blood liquid, change, red blood cell change, B cell change, T cell change, all change, becoming much stronger. Whatever comes in, immediately harmonizing process goes. Okay? That is, I'm aiming, that is macrobiotic approach. We don't need to have weapon. In order to finding out what is weapon for cancer, for AIDS or whatever, modern medical research, killing animals yearly, every year. 70 million animals killing. 70 million animals in this country. Rats, dogs, cats, birds, whatever. 70 million per year killing. Injecting cancer cells, testing that, etc., etc., or the autopsies, what goes, etc. In other words, very bloody health technology, bloody war, bloody. Battles, sacrifices, destroying. That mind or you may say view of world, or view of life, or view of universe, you may say, This is the cause which has made modern health science unable to discover how to approach torches. Because of that view, war view, warring view, they never able to find out that solution, because this war is not going on actually. Harmonization, peaceful harmonization going on. But war don't go in our body. So same things, war is not going on in the universe. Star Wars is fiction. Okay? Same things, our sickness is not war at all. That is process of yin and yang's harmonious process. There is no sickness as such people are thinking as an enemy. Okay? There is no such thing that exist. But people think there are enemies, there are this. So they prepare many weapons and fights. That means they are fighting against their own illusion. Right? They are fighting against their own illusion, own imagination. They create some ghost. Against that they are fighting. So no result. Okay. Briefly speaking, psychological, ideological, mental, right, ground of modern science, especially like modern health science, is wrong. Is wrong. So that can't work. Okay? This everyone must know. Okay? This universe, including ourselves, our health, society change. This universe has a beautiful order. Order. By that order, moving, changing. That order, you may say, order of harmony. There is no destructive factors. Man only illusioned because their brain, quality of brain is not proper. So they illusion like nightmare. They interpret, they think that nightmare and see this life is battles. Universe everywhere battles. Okay? They imagine that. So naturally, from that illusion, they have fear. Fear. Life is fight. Okay? Life is war. Life is struggles. So fear and defense. Defense or conquer. major modern approach is a defense or conquer, right? Destroy enemy or defend ourselves. Defense department, huge hospitals, every city, insurance systems, police systems, army systems, everywhere, all defense and standing upon this assumption, illusional assumption that this life is fight, war, struggles, and fear. Many legal systems, same things. First they think they were enemy, or they may attack us, so legally defend. So many lawyers, many courts, so forth. While this mind is there, you see. They cannot understand this universe is, this life is, and what is happiness. There is no happiness, constant nightmare and struggles. Okay? And they never see this beautiful universe is really wonderful for day to day, right? Our life. In other words, living within hell, day to day. And that hell, they made themselves imaginary. By imagination, they made it. So they were battling, spending billions of dollars. So they were so firmly believing that, therefore, when we apply fund to the government, whatever, for most peaceful approach, natural, peaceful, harmonious approach for AIDS, for cancer, they cannot understand. They think this can't work. They can't understand. So, only way is we have to go ourselves. We have to go ourselves. And make people awake from their caught up imagination. This world is war, struggles. Let them awake from that nightmare, daymare, and start to see again, newly, totally newly, how to go our problems. Okay? That is your future. Okay? Your future is you yourself wipe out various nightmare delusion, okay? And also make many people awake from delusion and illusion, and offer the solutions, simple, practical solutions, which everyone can practice. Okay? That is our institute studies. So, when you encounter the problems, okay, By the way, these AIDS people's, macrobiotic AIDS people's blood are being taken in New York and sent periodically to Boston University's Medical Center's laboratory and analyzing now how they are going. Still, conclusion is premature because it takes time to get better. But so far, after 7 months studies, these researchers, medical researchers, already published article, the medical journal called Lancet. Conclusion is, temporary conclusion is, medical society should feel comfortable if AIDS people wants to go macrobiotics without being medically treated. Because study shows that macrobiotic AIDS people sustaining at least their health and comparing with all other AIDS people who are declining their health, this is very positive way. That is their conclusion and their recommendation to medical society at present time. It takes time to show real improvement and also some cure. But already actually, many of them improved much. And if more time goes, definitely cure comes one by one. Then at that time, these researchers will announce a second announcement through the macrobiotic diet without medical treatment. These AIDS people have got completely better, like that. It may take 2 more years, like that. Before, still now at that time, they were battling, battling. They were battling, continuously battling. Vaccination and this and that, and meanwhile AIDS spreading. So if that research come out, that is the totally giving the very fresh air to the medical society, to the all AIDS people, to the entire world. Yes?
Do you think the medical community will continue to
Yes.
cover up this information?
We will continue this way. Macrobiotic information?
Do you think after the results are in, do you think the government and the health professionals will continue to cover up the information? I mean, this information has been out there in terms of the cancer diet. It's been known for 20 years. Do you think they're going to continue to do that because it's so embarrassing to have had the cure for all these years?
AIDS problem, I think they don't cover up. They don't cover up AIDS problem. Of course, they delay it because they cannot understand. And they feel awkward. But wouldn't cover up AIDS problem because this is so grave problems. The cancer problem is, as they were anyway offering chemotherapy, surgery, this and that, and to eliminate symptoms, these approaches have certain merits, though some approaches do not have merits at all. But some approaches have a merit for some cases. So they like to still go. But now, diet and cancer relation, more and more becoming clear. So now they were also adapting that diet too, right? But they never, they never credit to macrobiotics or cancer approach. So, right? Although ultimately their dietary recommendation become almost exact or similar to macrobiotics. Okay? All right? Because cancer research, cancer the treatment, this is industry now. Right? Industry. Practically millions of people working, right? And spending billions of dollars every year. Okay? Industry. And many, many areas that they were supporting, right? Those families, etc. Industry. Okay? And so, outside of that industry, solution comes. All these industries shows no merit. For them, cannot stand that. Cannot stand. So, cancer and other degenerative disease would be difficult. Though they adapt more and more our ways under their own name, right? Okay. Right. I don't care, right? I don't care whatever name they use. Ultimate purpose is, anyway, we have to make this earth healthy. Okay? But AIDS, all medical approach, everyone knows can't work. Okay? And at the same time, failure continuing. Right? At the same time, so dreadfully spreading. Okay? And no one can be saved. So, if news comes, even 2 people, even 5 people of AIDS cured, then that goes there. Journalistic, like newspaper, magazine, can't ignore it. Although certain medical circle may not want. Yes.
Could you talk about a diet specifically for people who have AIDS?
The AIDS people, let's study here, okay? To make blood strong, of course, do you know that the macrobiotic people's blood? Macrobiotic people's blood. Macrobiotic people's blood was studied some years ago in Harvard universities. Also, just a couple years ago, at Belgium's university, Ghent universities. All those studies were really amazed, those researchers. Number one, all nutrient factors balance well. Number 2, very clean. Number 3, like heavy fat, like cholesterol, is very low. Before they studied macrobiotic people's blood, they were thinking cholesterols about lowest part is maybe about 150 or so. Individually, maybe some difference may be there, maybe lower there. But they were thinking if 150, 170, that area then is good idea. That is no harm, more heart attack, atherosclerosis, so forth. They were thinking. But after more than 200 Boston area's macrobiotic people's blood was studied, which were taken by Harvard University, the epidemiological department. Then they send that blood to Framingham Heart Study Center. That is long-term heart disease study center in America. The authentic study for long-term studies. They started to analyze cholesterol, see the cholesterol. Then cholesterol value is so low beyond their imagination. So they thought these blood are diluted. So they called Harvard, these blood, what did you do about these blood? Did you put something? Then they said, no, this is just took as it is and sent to you. It's strange. So they checked other factors, protein factors, mineral factors. Then they are very sound. Practically speaking, all of macrobiotic peoples are maintaining less than 170, overwhelming majority less than 150, some of them less than 100, like 80, 90, etc. That is just children's cholesterol. And from that time, they began to think through the diet, really we can achieve so ideal blood. And they checked also those 200 people's blood, more than 200 people, blood pressures. Blood pressure is much lower than average American people. Again, very ideal situations. So they announced to the convention, medical convention, heart association convention. Before that, other studies was there. That was announced, and that was reported. That study is South Pacific Ocean, some island people's blood studies. They were low blood pressure, they were low cholesterol. And other factor is very good. And in that island, no one has heart attack. So they reported that, and they reported as a cause of that environmental factor. They were living primitive society, clean air, clean waters, and environment, and no social stress. Then this Harvard team reported in the middle of Boston, one of most stressful city, and in the middle of civilizations, this group of people maintaining exactly same type of blood. Then this is not the stress. This is not the environment. This is only the way to think is their diet. So, since then, research for the heart, big change took place. Since then. And since then, more grain eating, more vegetable eating was started to be recommended. Although they don't use macrobiotics, right? But, okay. And that study influenced very much United States dietary goals, 1987 published by Senate McGovern's committees. But exactly same kinds of study done in Ghent, Belgium, among Belgian macrobiotic peoples. Then they discovered, again, exactly the same result. So researchers changed immediately their diet to macrobiotics. So I met them. Now they are planning to do whether, control study, whether macrobiotic diet can reverse already developed arteriosclerosis. The Belgium Ghent University now designing that programs, and which can be done, easily. So anyway, they are planning that. And among comparing meat-eating people, of course, cholesterol low and so forth, but comparing so-called vegetarian diet and comparing semi-lacto-vegetarian, lacto-vegetarian, or other vegetarian groups, macrobiotic people is the best blood maintained. That is the research result. And so, then what kinds of diet to give to ACE people? It's not difference. Point is, should not think only ACE symptoms. Point is, should make their blood as a whole best. Same things, make their health and lifestyle thinking as a whole best. So, there is no specific diet for ACE is needed. No specific diet. But minor supplement can help to build up immune ability quickly. That is these things. Number one. The condiments. Among condiments, you are using gomashio, okay? Among gomashio, okay, proportion, how much proportion you are using? 40 to 1. Someone, right, up to 10 to 1 to 16 to 1, okay, right? You can change around, okay, according to your conditions. This sesame seeds should be black sesame seeds. Not should be, but better, right? Better black sesame seeds. Okay? But be careful, black sesame seeds, many in market is colored to black because that can sell more higher price. Okay? All right. How do you distinguish colored black sesame seeds or natural black sesame seeds? How? Warm water. You put sesame seeds. Right? Keep for a while. Both. Okay? Then, colored one, gradually color dissolve, and this liquid become black. Okay? All right. Furthermore, ideal sesame seeds is, did you do this? Have you tried your sesame seeds in water? How sesame seed goes? Okay? In many cases, okay? But real good sesame seed is, best sesame seed is black color and down. Slowly going down. Okay. Sinking black sesame seeds. Okay. That has much more immune ability to develop immune ability. Okay. Next, the tekka. Many of our friends know it, but many of our friends don't use it. Okay? Tekka is should be one of staple condiments that is very good to create also immune ability. Okay? But yes?
Would you use that in the summer too? I mean,
Pardon?
you use tekka in the summer too?
Oh, yes. You can. Only small body, right? Those condiments, small body, okay? Cannot use plenty, okay? Small body. Third, umeboshi plum. The longer the better. The pickle. Period of pickle, longer the better, umeboshi plum. Have you ever seen that the umeboshi pickle pickled more than 5 years? I think you didn't see. Become really like wonderful transparent color. Only this much makes strong result. Anyway, longer the better. Third, next. One special condiments you can make. That is kombu. You know shiwo kombu? Shiwo kombu. Kombu soaked in water. Chop finely, like that square. Cook in tamari soy sauce. Tamari soy sauce, adding about same volume of water. Okay? The diluted tamari soy sauce. Cook that. Cooking down, okay? With long, slow fire. Then, together with evaporation, all tamari soy sauce absorbed, the mineral part absorbed to the kombu. Okay? That kombu, very salty. 2 pieces, 3 pieces, small piece, use as a condiment. Okay? When you eat brown rice or grains or whatever. Okay? Another good condiment to develop immune. You know the fish called iriko, small dried fish, okay? Which eat together with bone, right? Skin, everything, okay? Small. That dried fish you buy, right? Then cook together with kombu seaweed. Kombu seaweed. Kombu seaweed you soak in water and chop very finely. Okay? Then soak.
Could you also spell the name of that
fish irico, dried small fish, chopped kombu, finely chopped kombu. Cover water. Then dried fish, many of them. Okay, dried fish. Begin, chop kombu maybe 1/3. This one 2/3 volume. Begin to boiling and steaming. Okay? Towards the end, this becomes, of course, soft. Okay? This becomes soft. Towards the end, you put the tamari soy sauce. After that, you still cooking 2-3 minutes more. And when you put tamari soy sauce, you may put little ginger, grating ginger also. This keep in jar, put on the table as a one of staple condiments. And when we eat meal, 1 piece of fish, 2 pieces of fish, together with 1-2 slices of kombu, eat, together with rice, together with other. Okay? This has also very rich vitamin B12. Very rich vitamin B12. Kombu itself, very rich vitamin B12. And this fish, eating together with bone, etc. Okay? These condiments, of course, need only little bit, little bit. Only little bit, small amount. Okay, that adjustment of condiments. Okay. Second, miso soup, miso. To be what kinds of miso? 2 years, 2 summers or longer fermented. That means nearly 2 years or longer fermented, natural. And soybean to be fermented from round soybean. Round soybean. Okay. Anyway, quality of miso, quality tamari soy sauce, to be careful. Okay. Next is grain for A's. Grains, of course, all grains, best quality is to be the organic. But at the same time, freshly hulled organic brown rice, organic grains, best. That means machine now available, okay? Although little expensive for per person, okay? But that get unhulled grain. Grain goes like that, okay? Then grain is. Then this is hard shell, right? hard shell. Okay? Yellow color. Okay? Suppose in the case of rice. Okay? There are the lyses. Lysis outer layer. Here are many protein, enzymes, vitamins, minerals. Inside is carbohydrate, okay? White part. This we polish means this outside we all polish, then become white rice. Okay? Brown rice means with this together, right? In the beginning, when we start to have this brown rice, we have to talk again the farmers. And at that time, American rice, okay? Suppose 1,000 acres, an airplane, seeds goes in the water, then growing. By machine, getting, right? Harvesting. Then they put big machines. This one. Okay? Then at the end come out white rice. Okay? So to make brown rice, they have to stop on the way the process. Okay? So comparing white rice, brown rice is more expensive. Right? Because whole machine set up, just put there white rice. We have to stop on the way. Then from there again process. Okay? So becoming extra labors. But we are usually getting this brown rice, okay, in the stores. This brown rice like that, okay? The most outer layers, if you see carefully, cellophane type, okay? Transparent skin is there. That cellulose, okay? Transparent skin. This skin, here, okay? This skin is very strong for any chemical invasion. Acid come, alkaline come, all this is protecting inside. But this skin, very weak for physical attack. But then immediately you have chip. Okay? After chip, then oxidization goes, their color change, and this is also changing quality. Okay? Current brown rice, which you are buying from the store, or suppose their own stores, okay? We are getting this from farmers. Okay? So on the way, processing this way, on the way packing, on the way transportation, on the way displaying, many times carries, banging, this, that, etc. So many percent is chipped. Get this one, okay? So-called paddy rice. Get this one, and at home very easily able to do, take out this husk. Okay? Hurling in the home. Then every day freshly we can eat. Then perfect one we can eat. Energy there, nutrition there. That is rice hurling machine. That machine is not crushing therefore. That machine is making something grain. Grain is banging this, like that. By that, goes. Okay? Not crushing, not mashing, okay? To preserve the skin. Anyway, that kind of, right, the immediately before, right, herring, that's the best. Okay? These grains. Then furthermore, of course, quality of vegetal to be organic qualities. It's better. Okay? And then furthermore, for aged people, beans is, suppose you have azuki bean, okay? Small beans, but azuki bean, chickpeas, lentils, etc., better than big beans, such as lima beans, kidney beans. But suppose, have you seen that azuki bean, expensive one, very cheap one, right? Do you know why different?
Organic
Cheap one is, very cheap one is coming from Hong Kong. The area of Canton, right, South China, they make it, right, azuki bean. That is coming. Expensive one coming from Hokkaido, Tokyo, and Japan, northern part, cold place. And from there, after they gather, again they select. They select. And so, expensive ones, this one, same kind of shining, same kind of size, of course. But cheap one, different size, different shining also. Okay? And which is more in, which is more yang, which is more in? More Hong Kong, right? China, South China is much more warmer climate, okay? Much more in. So, for day-to-day use, for our general, right, healthy conditions, either way fine. But to build up our health, medicinally, right, that definitely Hokkaido one is far superior, okay? Much more strong. Okay? And so beans, such kind of selection also need. Right? Also, seaweed. Right? Seaweed. You should have every day some seaweed. Seaweed are very rich minerals and very helpful, clean blood. Okay? So, seaweed every day, some small volume, okay, take. Okay? And fruits, which only occasional, especially like fruits, okay, better, not much, or none the best. Okay? But many of them cannot stand, okay, without. Okay? So at that time, which is better, cooked one or raw? Cooked. When you cook, what kind of thing you put? Pinch of salt. If they crave fresh one, what kind of fruit you give? Dry. Fruits grow more ground, like strawberry, berries, melons, and fruits grow their living place, from their living place to north, if they are living northern hemisphere. In other words, colder climate better. Okay? Okay? Have you remember your mother or your grandmother, when they eat watermelon, they put salt? Okay? A very wise wisdom. Okay? All fresh fruits, if you eat, Maybe you may eat orange, maybe you may eat, right, apples, whatever, okay? You put little pinch of salt. Is the way to eat macrobiotically. Have you, maybe your family, your parents or your grandparents, they saw that when they eat fresh apple, after they cut, they soaked in salt water. Do you remember? Right? Okay. Those things, many families did it. They were so wise. Okay? By that, they were minimizing extreme inequalities, okay? Which we forgot now. The canned fruits, not only salt, not the salt, but put the sugars. Okay? Right? Total opposite. Right? And they were our ancestors very clever. Okay? So that kind of carefulness. Okay? Suppose macrobiotic way of eating means, right, there is no food, macrobiotic food. Okay? Brown rice. Apple is apple. Okay? But when you eat brown rice, organic and also right, those method, and when you eat like apples, pinch of salt or soaking the salt water, that we call macrobiotic eating. Okay? Suppose, okay, here the soba noodle. Okay? Soba noodle. Soba noodle cook in the soup. Okay? That soba noodle cook in soup is not macrobiotic soba noodle. Okay? That is just soba noodle. Okay? In order to make macrobiotic soba noodle, what shall we do this? Of course, put the soy sauce. What? Very good. Garnish there, right? Either chopped scallion or grated ginger or whatever, because the soba is young. We give little in, okay? Making balance. Okay? That is macrobiotic dish. Okay? Same thing when you eat, okay, sashimi or fish. Okay, fish. Suppose you eat any fish. That is not macrobiotic way of eating, if fish only. Fish put together what? Some grated daikon or some grated ginger, little garnish, okay? Garnish there, right? That's make macrobiotic dish. Okay? So these careful each dish creations, after 2-3 years macrobiotic practice, many of our macrobiotic friends forget about it. Okay? Become sloppy. Okay? Should be very careful and should keep up whole life. In other, create macrobiotic meals. If they were thinking, I'm not eating meat, I'm not eating dairy food, I'm not eating sugar, no chocolate, I'm eating soba, I'm eating brown rice, I'm eating vegetable, etc., then I'm eating macrobiotics. It's not. Okay? It's not. Way to eat macrobiotic eating is always thinking balance there. Okay? So many of us people think I'm in macrobiotics, but many of them is not. Okay? Same things, many of our friends eating in open sesame, big dessert every day. That ruins the proportion of grain, vegetable, etc. Okay, that proportion. That is not macrobiotic way of eating. Okay? Although that is macro restaurant. Okay. And then next is for aged people. chewing very well. Chewing very, 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 very well. Okay? Liquid-wise, should have comfortably, not too much distributed, not too much drink, but just comfortably, moderate. That's about, and not eating before sleep. If eating before sleep, big stomach, sleep, next morning, immune ability built down. And then good exercise, okay? Good exercise. Whatever they can take comfortably. No strenuous exercise, good exercise. And do scrubbing every day their bodies with a hot towel, whole bodies. And sing song happily. Okay? And that's go day to day. Okay? All right? Then immune ability becoming first stage sustained.